A lot of times people have strong interest and ask a lot of questions about how our birds are raised on our farms. But what I think is also equally important is how the birds are processed. I think consumers need to take much more interest in how all of their animals are processed. It can make a huge impact on the animal's life and also the quality of the food. I think we as consumers need to not be afraid. A lot of times we want to hear all the things that happen on the farms and the ranches, but we don't want to hear about what happens in processing. And I think that needs to change. And the more we're educated, the more we can make a difference. Our plant is in Sanger, California. We've been there about 15 years, and when we came to that small town, it had about 23% unemployment when we came to that town that year.
We found a plant that had been closed, and basically the bank had called the note on it. And we hired about 8 of the guys that used to work there. I asked the guys in April, I said, hey guys, tell your friends I'll need about 50 people to start processing about the middle of July. From the 1st of April until the 1st of July, I had 1,500 people walk through the door and ask me for a job. Didn't realize that the local community was that bad a shape. So we were grateful for that opportunity we had to come to Sanger and to be able to start building from the ground up.
We're kind of pioneers in changing the whole industry because of how we do this. And animal welfare is very important to us. We're very careful how we raise our chickens and how they are processed. It's very important to us that it's done as humane as possible.
So we felt that sedation stunning was very important. Sedation stunning basically is using CO2, which is what you exhale. And if you get a little bit more CO2 in your lungs, you'll start getting sleepy. You get a little bit more CO2, you get a little bit more sleepy. We take about 5 minutes to go through the process slowly so that the bird goes totally to sleep and is in a deep, deep sleep and doesn't feel any pain.
After we harvest and process our birds, we have to chill them down to get to the right temperature to give shelf life to get to the grocery stores. And we use a process called air chilled. 99% of all the chickens in the United States are water chilled. However, that water bath has to be chlorinated. USDA requirements has to be 40 parts per million of free chlorine. And that water bath is absorbed into the meat.
We went over to Europe and we learned a lot from over there. In Europe, they do not like to water chill. They like to air chill their chickens. And the reason they like to do that is because they don't like chlorine.
In the European Union, air chilled is actually required because they're concerned about chlorine in the food supply. And so all the poultry over there is air chilled. That's where I first learned about the air chill technology. And then we were able to bring that technology back and renovate our plant here. Our air chill room that we just completed about 2 years ago, it's a beautiful, clean room that we can chill the birds down and get the right temperature for shelf life. In all that we're doing, we're analyzing everything to become more sustainable. One of the things we can do to be more sustainable here in California is solar power. Our solar panels produce about 1 megawatt of solar power, and that produces about 20% of the power we use at our plant. The solar panels not only provide solar power for our plant, but it also provides shade for all of our team members' cars, so that after a hard day of work, when they get back out to their car, it's at least in a shaded area. One of the ways that we can be good stewards of the environment is to analyze everything we're doing with our packaging. And one of the things that we decided about 10 years ago was to eliminate the use of styrofoam. By doing that, it reduces styrofoam with landfills. And also, we went to a new packaging type that's recyclable plastic, and it actually takes up less space in packaging, takes up less space on the shelf, so we're using less packaging material. Most poultry boxes actually are wax-coated boxes that you can't recycle. We made a decision to go to a recyclable box. It's made from about 80% recycled cardboard, and at the back of the grocery store, the grocery guys can recycle that box also. With the backing of the consumers voting with their dollars for what they want, we can have the resources to make those investments.
You know, as we were going out of business in 2002 and we were starting up our own processing plant, we had come from the conventional chicken business. And in conventional, you use a lot of antibiotics, and you use a lot of chemicals, and you use a lot of additives in your products. And we realized after processing that we didn't want to do those things. So we've done things that we know cost us more money, but we knew it was the right thing to do, and we just decided we're going to do it.
We feel grateful that we still have a job and that we're able to give jobs to other people, producing a product that is of such a fine quality. So thank you very much for everyone that does support us, because you're supporting small farmers. We're a combination of a lot of small farms, and we're proud of what we do.
A lot of the steps and the extra efforts that we go to that provides a better chicken cost more. If you were to go back 15, 20 years ago, the consumers weren't educated, I don't think, enough to fully appreciate and make this sustainable by supporting us, by paying us what's fair for us to be able to produce this poultry for them. I think that we have an amazing opportunity right now. We can make change in how our food system is put together, and there's so much information that is available that we can make educated decisions. I'm a father of 5 children, and I want to make sure that, that I leave our farms, I leave the land in a better place than I first got it. And I think that the changes we're making are going to do that. And I know we still have a long ways to go. There's still lots of improvements we can make, but I think that hopefully that my generation will be remembered for pointing this ship in the right direction.